Everybody's talking about Jamie, but what are they saying? We'll find out soon. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Your Pass, and apologies, I meant to do the entire review with this awesome tiara, crown, whatever you want to call it, because it's very similar to one that's in Something About Jamie. I thought, oh, this is fabulous. I've got this perfect headpiece. And then I was so excited to talk about the film and record the review, I just completely forgot. So I recorded this introduction, but after this is going to wipe and you're just going to see boring old me without this cool headpiece. So apologies about that, but I still hope you like the review, and thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, this is David Stark from Watch Your Pass, and I'm here to talk to you about Everybody's Talking About Jamie, a new movie coming from Amazon Studios. It's coming to theaters on September 10th, 2021, and then Amazon Prime for streaming on September 17th, 2021. It is a film adaptation of a London West End musical that was a hit in London, and I imagine the film will be a hit as well. I'm going to talk to you about the film. I'm going to talk to you about 4 things I liked, 1 thing I didn't love as much, and then have a little brief discussion about the ending. Not a ton, but I'm going to talk about the ending. So, as you can imagine, there will be spoilers in this review. If you don't want to know anything about the film, check out the review on watchyourpass.com. It's spoiler free. I'll give you some of my impressions about the film so you can kind of read up and see if it's something you want to watch. But if you just want to know more about the film, maybe you've already seen it, you want to hear my thoughts, then let's keep going. So Everybody's Talking About Jamie is a movie adaptation of a London West End musical that details the life of a real life drag queen. And the film is inspired by her story. I think her is the correct term. I'm not sure which one to use, but it's inspired by this person's story. And obviously it takes some of the facts and some of the very strong character traits that this person had, and then adds some drama, some music, and it turns into a very kind of emotional but enjoyable journey. The film's main character, Jamie New, is a kid who's growing up. He's a high school kid growing up in Sheffield, which is a kind of a blue collar town. And so, but he has dreams of being on stage and being a drag queen. And so his dreams and his kind of future kind of clash with some of the personalities, some of the kind of sentiments in this town. And so the film is all about Jamie trying to explore this part of his character, and also try to realize his dreams and get the confidence to realize his dreams. It's a big step. He's like, everyone knows he's gay, but the taking the next step and wearing a dress and kind of becoming this strong, fierce character is a big step for him, even though his personality is very large and his personality is very vibrant and strong. He still has some uncertainty in taking this step and realizing this dream. And so the film is about him coming to terms with that, and also trying to express himself in this way, and really fill out his drag queen persona. The film is really good. I mean, if you don't want to watch the whole review, the film is very good. I think it's I haven't seen the musical, but I think the film adaptation at least gave me a good sense of what the musical is like, and also a very enjoyable and emotional journey. I mean, the film is not all positive. There are some very negative parts about his journey, but the film itself is a kind of joyous, vibrant celebration of life and his character, and also it gets into some history as well. So the first thing I really loved, as you would expect from a musical based movie, is the music and the set pieces that go along with music. The film has some really great songs. They're catchy and they're enjoyable, but they also have some weighty lyrics. I mean, they're singing about Jamie's dreams, or they're singing about Jamie's confidence or personality, or there are also songs about some of the struggles that drag queens have had in the past, and the broader gay rights movement have had in the past. They're catchy and they're fun to listen to, but they do have kind of a greater meaning. And also when when these songs are being performed, there are some very imaginative and colorful set pieces that go about with it. And the songs sometimes have the characters imagining different, either going back in the past or imagining kind of life in a different way. And so that leads to some very imaginative sets, and the film kind of takes you on this journey as well. It's kind of a nice way to add some enjoyment and color to this blue collar London town. The second thing I really loved are the characters, and specifically Jamie's character. Jamie's character is a fun character to follow, because he is this confident, strong force that still has some hesitation and some confidence issues outside of his persona. And that's, he is just a fun main character because he has such big dreams and he has such a strong personality. He's a fun character to follow. I also liked, his best friend is a very interesting character as well. She's supporting him. She has dreams of being a doctor. She's also very supportive of Jamie's career aspirations. And his mom was a really fun character too, because she basically is doing everything for him. I mean, she is helping him with financially. She but he's a high school kid, so he doesn't have a lot of money anyways, but she's helping him kind of realize his dreams with financial support, with emotional support. She is his biggest fan, and that's really wonderful to see. You've got this kid who has kind of an unconventional dream, but he has full support from his mom. And also he meets a mentor along the way, played by Richard E. Grant, named Hugo, who was just a wonderful character as well. And he kind of had helped to frame a lot of, he helped to frame Jamie's journey in some of the past, in some of the, he helps to give Jamie's journey kind of a historical perspective, because he was a drag queen in the past, and he kind of talks about some of his struggles that they had to go through in order to even just be who they wanted to be. And now Jamie is kind of able to take that and carry that torch into the future as the next generation. And especially speaking of the music and the characters, Hugo's character has this song kind of in the middle where he talks about some of his past, some of his past adventures as his drag queen persona, Loco Chanelle, and I think it was Loco Chanelle. And it was a really powerful and enjoyable song. I think I went back and re-listened to it about 3 or 4 times just because I loved the music and I loved kind of the presentation of it. So the third thing I loved is the story, because the story lets you follow Jamie's character through his ups and downs. And the thing I really liked about this film is, Jamie's character is such a confident, strong main character, but even he has some doubts, and even he has some struggles with his own confidence and who he wants to be. And I thought that was a good thing to showcase, because especially at the start, outwardly he appears to be this person that has a plan. He knows what he wants to do, he knows how to get it, and he's a fierce character, so he's going to get it. But as you see through the film, he also has doubts. He also, is seeking approval from others, doesn't want to kind of stand out, even though he does just naturally stand out. And also he wants to stand out, but he's unsure of how he's going to get there. Is not sure of his path. And even when he kind of gets his opportunity, he is still nervous about it. And I thought that was a good thing to showcase as well. Like his journey isn't smooth, and I don't think anyone's journey, if you were going to pursue this, or if you're just going to try to be yourself, I don't think that's ever really a smooth journey. I think there are some growing pains, there's some friction along the way, there might be some tough times, but I think that's a good thing to show on screen in a very enjoyable overall package. I mean, I like there are ups and downs, and there are some very painful moments, but overall the film has this kind of vibrant, bright energy that carries you through it. And the last thing I really loved is the overall message, and that kind of touches on the part of the story as well. But I think the thing that I liked about this film, I don't know if they did this in the musical, but I imagine they probably did, is it's not just about Jamie's personal journey. They kind of relate it back to some of the struggles from the previous generation, when they were trying to be themselves and go out and either be drag queens or be gay or deal with the HIV epidemic, and they really kind of help to frame some of what Jamie's experiencing in these past struggles. And also they really do a good job of emphasizing that now Jamie is kind of the next torchbearer. He's going to be the future of this movement, or his personality is going to carry that into the next generation. And I thought that was a nice way to frame it. I liked that it brought in some other ideas. It wasn't just about Jamie's personal journey, although that was kind of the main thrust of the film. There were other kind of larger issues and historical lessons that the film brought in as well. So the thing I didn't love as much, and to be fair, I like this movie a lot. I think this is a good movie to watch. I think everyone should watch it. The ending was a little too perfect. I think that's probably because it's based on a musical. Musicals tend to have happy resolutions. Everyone learns something. Everyone comes out happy and better. And so the ending of this film kind of has that same feel. And it's it's fine. It's a good way to end it. It has, you know, good energy. Everyone kind of ends happy. Everyone, you know, Jamie is this larger than life character, but some of the personal struggles, you know, some of the bullying just kind of resolves a little too quickly. And I think that that's fine for the movie, but it did feel a little bit too perfect. So going to the ending of the film, the build up to everybody's talking about Jamie is Jamie wants to go to prom as his drag queen persona, me, in a dress. And that was kind of that was a tension point with his teachers, because one of his teachers, Miss Hedge, didn't want him to do that. She thought it would be too big of a spectacle. She thought it would turn the prom into, you know, only being about Jamie, which I don't know. I mean, a prom is really supposed to be about each of the individual kids. It's their moment to shine. So if he wants to shine in a dress, like, who cares? But I think that's part of the overall message in the film as well. But Jamie's also going through some issues with this as well. He's not sure if he'll be confident enough to go as Mimi. He's not sure if he'll be able to kind of show that part of his personality and that, you know, dream of his to his high school classmates. He's not sure if he should just kind of leave it and kind of have that be a future part of himself. But you know, the night of the prom comes, and Jamie's not there, but everyone else is. And so the main kind of bully in the film, Dean Paxton, is there, and he makes a rude comment to Jamie's best friend, Pritti. And she kind of puts him in his place. Pritti has a very bright future, it seems. She's not the most popular in school, but she also has dreams and will have a, you know, a very bright future. And she kind of puts him in his place with a very well said retort to Dean. And then as she's kind of finishing this up, Jamie shows up. Everyone was kind of wondering if Jamie was going to come, if he was going to come in his me drag queen dress, but he shows up in a much more reserved look than I think we expected, especially after seeing his kind of drag queen unveiling earlier in the film. He shows up in his mom's wedding dress. It's kind of a very tasteful white dress. He's not wearing makeup. He's not wearing a big wig. He's wearing, you know, he's wearing his hair normally. Maybe has a little bit of makeup, but nothing that kind of like catches your attention. And he just shows up in a dress and some plain white heels, not this kind of sparkly, you know, warrior queen that he was hoping to be, but just kind of you know, a very tasteful look, except he's a man wearing a dress. And so he shows up, and his Miss Hedge says that he can't go in because she was clear he can't show up in a dress. And he says, no, you said I couldn't show up as me. He said me doesn't go to the school, but this is me, this is Jamie, this is who I am, which I thought was a nice. And so she still refuses. She says rules are rules, and she was very clear. So she tries to send him away, and Jamie actually says, you know, look, I just wanted to show up as me, and you know, I don't want to ruin the night for everyone else, so I'll just go. And thankfully the other kids, they kind of revolt. They say like, no, like, Jamie, you're staying, and if he's not going in, none of us are. And it takes a few, you know, a little bit of back and forth, but eventually Miss Hedge agrees. Like, she says, Jamie, go in. And so everyone's happy. Yay, they won. It's kind of like a Beverly Hills 90210, like Donna Martin graduates kind of thing, if you're old like me and you saw Beverly Hills 90210 growing up. But everyone, you know, is happy. They go in, except Jamie stays back, and you see that Dean Paxton is there. He's kind of looking off in the distance, kind of looks a little sad, looks a little shaken. And so Jamie kind of helps to build Dean Paxton back up. You know, I think he basically says, like, you know, I think Pritti's response kind of put Dean in his place and made him feel kind of, you know, like an outcast in this group where he's always kind of felt like he belonged and kind of felt like a leader of the pack. And so Jamie basically goes up to him and says, like, look, like, now you know how I feel, and you know, this is, but you know, don't let that get you down. This is still prom. Let's go in and you know, have fun, and you know, let's go in and have fun and kind of enjoy this one last night before you know, the next stage in our lives. Essentially, he says something different, but that's essentially what he says. And he also, you know, offers to dance with Dean, which I thought was sweet as well, even though I don't think Dean, you know, really was interested, but it was very, you know, it was very fitting of Jamie's personality. And eventually Dean agrees, and they go into the prom. He apologizes to Pritti for being, a jerk earlier, and she says that's okay. And then everyone kind of dances, and everyone's happy, and everyone dances, and everyone's happy. And it is kind of a very picture perfect ending. And they even kind of highlight that by taking a selfie with everyone. Everyone's smiling, so it is a good ending. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a happy ending. It just felt a little too perfect, but it is also based on a musical, and I imagine the musical has a similar happy, vibrant end as well. So that's everybody's talking about Jamie. It's a very good film. It has great music. It has a great story. It's a nice coming of age story. And it also highlights, LGBTQ rights kind of in the past and present. I mean, society has changed and society is getting better, but it's still, I imagine, a very difficult proposition to kind of be who you are if that is not kind of what some of your friends or some of society thinks you should be. And so I liked the overall message. I liked Jamie's character and his confidence and the exploration of him kind of becoming who he wants to be. So the film is being released September 10th, 2021 in theaters, and on September 17th, 2021 streaming on Prime. So you can go out and see it in theaters. I'm sure it'll be a great experience because the music will be fantastic. The film has a lot of bright colors and really wonderful set pieces. Or you can stream it at home if you don't want to go to theaters, if you want to just stay home, if you're not comfortable. You have both options very close together. So thanks for watching. If you liked this review, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.